Welcome back. Let's address the Axis Bank story again. Just to reiterate to our viewers, FIPB has cleared about 12,900 crore rupee of foreign investment for Axis Bank, which will basically take the overall foreign investment holding for Axis Bank from 62 to 74% overall. Hemendra Hazari, a banking analyst, is joining in with the details. Hemendra, they've allowed the FPI to increase to 74% of the overall holding. So, in a sense, how significant is this for Axis Bank?
It is significant in the sense that now it is possible that they can do another issue. And I'm being a firm believer that in these tumultuous times, banks need to raise capital, despite what their profits they may be reporting, because asset quality in the industry is under severe strain. And another possible in this, if you see Axis Bank's fourth quarter profits, which was flattish, and you compare to ICICI Bank's announced it is possible that the Axis Bank may want to do another issue shortly.
Mr. Hazari, now this is Ritu from CNBC. Now that this 74% hike has been allowed for Axis Bank, do you expect the other banks like Yes Bank and HDFC Bank also perhaps to now get a green signal from the FIPB soon?
The HDFC Bank, I think, is anyway near that cap.
Yeah.
So I think for them it does not make a difference. But all those private banks which are below this cap, I think they should take advantage of this now and recapitalize, despite however high capital adequacy they may be currently reporting. Because as I said, asset quality is under significant strain in the industry. Even those banks which are supposedly reporting higher growth in profits, actually the asset quality is under, is of very poor quality. So therefore, it is imperative that all these banks really raise capital. And therefore, they should use this opportunity that even the markets really have been very kind to them. And they should take advantage of that and raise capital.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, asset quality has been a big issue. In fact, for Axis Bank itself, they've put about 22,600 odd crores of worth loans under a watch list, which means they're expecting some sort of strain in that segment of loans. How much of a breather will this be? This 12,000 odd crore capital coming into the bank, will it be a significant breather?
Raising capital in such times, is always a very positive breather. Because in my opinion, even this 22,000 crores is an understatement. The Axis Bank still has, significant SME exposure, even agricultural exposure and small individual exposure, which in my opinion, could come under severe stress in the quarters to come. And this is, true of the entire banking industry. And therefore, any capital raising is always a positive under such circumstances.
Just one last question before we let you go, Mr. Hazari. Do you think there's a sufficient appetite in the market right now, for these banks to go ahead and raise capital, given the severe strain they've seen on their balance sheets and the P&Ls, and especially on account of the AQR, the losses that some of these banks have been reporting? Do you think there's enough appetite from the investors in the market at this point?
Yeah, at this moment in time, the appetite for government banks is very less. But for the new private sector banks, there are enough analysts out there who are always putting buys on them. And investment bankers are always hungry for fees. So therefore, in my opinion, and since, indices are very high weightage in financials, even if the appetite is not so strong, an appetite can always be created. That is what the investment banking profession is there for. So I think they should take advantage of that and, have issues.
Mr. Hazari, I'm afraid we're completely out of time. A one-line answer from you, sir. When you said that they could look at another issue, what do you think would be the most preferred route that investors would want Axis Bank to take?
I think there's nothing. Investors always like straight capital. Any quasi-capital is not looked upon favorably. So they should directly have an equity issue. If you want to be an international bank, everyone looks at core equity.
No, I agree with you. Thank you, Mr. Hazari, for joining in with that.